morning. This is Pearl Higgins with Pearl's Whimsical Wreaths. So today we're going to make a Stan the Snowman. Now I don't have one made to show you, so we're going to make him. So I need to just get my computer set up to record, and we will get started. So let's see. And next, save and activate. Okay. Okay, so these, I'm going to go through the supplies that we need, and how much you're going to need of it, and I probably need to pull this down just a tad so that you guys can see. Okay, so we're going to get started. So how I make mine, and again, this was back in sometime in September or October 2017 when I did this, and I used to do it as a paid tutorial, but I want to be able to share this. So good morning to everyone who's here, and again, I'm recording this for YouTube, but I wanted to also share this with you guys. So what I've done is I have a Easter bunny from Dollar Tree, and this is what they look like. And so I've taken the tinsel off and everything, so I'm going to put that away. And we're left with this. And what I'm doing is we're going to cut off a portion of the ears. I'm not going to do it yet because I'm going to tell you why. I'm not sure if I'm going to make the hat. I typically make the hat, and I'll give you the instructions. We'll make the hat. But I also found these at Consumer Crafts, and this might work better. And what I thought maybe of doing is cutting this in half. I did buy another size. It was this one here, but I think this one's going to be too small for this size. So this guy's going to look like it's more. And this was from Consumer Crafts, and it's got a number of 12762 on it, but I'll post the supplies. So again, just so you know, as you're coming on, I'm recording this for YouTube, so I'm going to minimize the amount of conversation, but I do wish good morning to everybody. And if you have questions about making this, then I'm happy to answer. So we're going to make a hat, and to make the hat, you need a piece of felt that is 6 by 14, 6 inches wide by 14 inches long. Okay, so I have that already. We need a piece of ribbon of your choice that is 2.5 by 28. Okay. And I'm picking the buffalo, red and black buffalo plaid, or check, whichever you'd like. So we have our piece for the scarf. Then I have a piece here of orange that is a 1.5 inch by 8 inches. And this is what we're going to use to make his nose. So I did post a picture in my group, on my business page, Pearl's Whimsical Wreaths, of how to do this. So I'll show you how to do that. We have 6 beads for his mouth. We have 2 beads for his eyes, and I have to get buttons. I forgot those to go on the front of him. So we've got those pieces. And then I have my little cardinal that I found. I think I got these from someone on Buy and Sell on one of the D-Stash pages. It came with a package of 6 or more. So that's that. And you can use any kind of bird. I like to use the... Then I have some pieces, because we're going to put this on his hat. And I have some little red... I love these things. Just love them. And I typically... good morning, everyone. I typically will... you know, take a few pieces out. So we've got those. And then I use an 8-inch wreath frame to make the rim of the hat. So again, I'm not sure we're going to use the hat that I make, but I'll show you how to make his hat if you'd like to make it, because I do believe this is going to work well, that I got from Consumer Crafts. So I think that I've gone over all, and then I have some blush that I use for the face. I just have some of this that of my makeup, and then I use a little bit to put on his cheeks to give him some rosy cheeks. So we will get started. Oh, and then you need this. You need a skein of this chunky yarn, and with one skein I did 3 of these snowmen. Okay, so we won't use this whole thing. I have my glue gun on. We are going to need some zip ties, because I zip tie at spots where this has a tendency, the yarn has a tendency to not sit very well. So let's get started. And again, I'm going to minimize the conversation. We're going to, you know, if you have questions on how I'm making this, I'm happy to answer. And I wish everybody a good morning. And but I am recording this also for my YouTube channel. And people that typically watch these on YouTube do not like a lot of interaction with, you know, just casual conversation. So that's all. All right, so I'm going to get my other piece of felt here, because we're going to make the rim, or the brim, on his hat. So again, I use an 8-inch wreath ring. It seemed to work the right size, and this is going to work with this piece of felt, which is the actual, going to be the top of the hat. And then this piece is where the it's going to go on the rim, and then the piece we use from the center is going to go on the top. Okay. So we're going to cut the inside circle of the 8-inch ring. And then we're going to cut the outside. So I'm making an outside. So this will be the rim, or the brim, of his hat. This is one of those nice little chalk. Good morning, everyone. This is one of those chalk pencil things. I love these. Okay, so we'll put this away. We don't need this anymore. And put this away. And we're going to cut this out. I got the tinsel everywhere. So if you have any questions, I will post a list of the supplies needed to make this. Like I said, I used to do this as a paid tutorial, but I like to show people. So all I'm going to do is just fold this in half so I can get the center cut. Oh, that wasn't smart, because that's what we're going to use for the top. Let's get a cut started there. Again, I don't think I'm going to be using this anyway, but we can cut another one. So I'm going to do his hat first, because that way it's drying. We use glue to and you can make your hat as tall as you like or as short as you like. Okay, so that's the brim. Okay, well, we're live, Kathy. This isn't a replay. Okay, so now this is the piece that we cut for the hat, and again, it's 6 inches this way, and it's 14 inches this way. So then the inside diameter should be about, it's a little more than 5 inches. My nose is running for some reason, sorry. So we want to do about 6 inches with our hat. I may have to use some pins here just to see. And this is how I make, and again, this is 6 inches, so maybe you only want 4. Depends on how high you want his hat. So when we do the little cone shape here, I keep pulling one of my small pins. When we do the cone shape, we would like it to be about this little less than 5 inches. So I'm going to put a little bead of glue. Again, be careful with your, so I have a little clips that I use. I love these little clips. I get these from Amazon. Let's see if I've got any more, because I'm going to need them for putting the, yeah, I do here. Those should be good enough. So we'll let this dry a minute. And see, this is going to be the top. But we do, again, I'm just showing you how to make this because I think that I'm going to be using this other one. And you surely don't have to put a top on this. It's just I like to. Just if you look down in it, then you're not seeing the ears, because we're going to change these. Thank you, Robin. We're going to change, you know, we're going to cut these off a little bit. It does help to support the hat. Okay, so then this is going to go down in here. And this is the fun part. You're going to turn, I guess I needed some more of these. I think I've got a bunch more somewhere. I'll get a couple more in here. Everything but the kitchen sink in here, right? So my seam's in the back here. So that's, I'm going to kind of use that where I gather if there's extra, okay? And it looks like there's quite a bit of extra. All right, so we'll use a pin. So probably should spread some of this excess out. It's been a while since I've made one of these. So I actually just use glue, and that's all to just to put this on. Just be very careful because it burns. Yeah, I'm up early today. That's my normal. So this is how it'll look when it's laid down. But I really, and I'll finish this later, but I really like this guy right here. And I think that I can cut this in half. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna cut, probably just past this guy there. You can always cut more off if we need to. Okay. And I ended up getting a case of these back when they were, because I like making my Stan the Snowman here. Yep, that one went flying. So this just gives you some support for the hat, but that I think is going to be adorable. The hat versus making the hat. I really like this. This came from Consumer Crafts, and again, I think we're going to cut him in half. So, and then we'll get wrapping him with, and this was the tag that's on him. If everybody can see that. So, I'm just going to cut it in half. It's a nice sturdy material. So, I think that that's perfect. And we're going to decorate. We might even take some more of this off, but we're going to decorate the hat. So where I use to attach the hat to the frame back here. It's where I'll put the decoration, so it covers up like the zip ties or the whatever we're going to use. But yes, I just cut these in half and it looks like it works perfect. So I'm not making the hat in the future. So, and I do make these for to sell. So, but again, I like to share this with you so that you girls can make this yourself. Okay, so now we're gonna wrap. And like I said, before I got 3 of these out of a skein, and I typically start on the side here, and we just go this away across till we get to the end. Then we do the head. I don't do the ears. So we're gonna zip tie. I thought I had some little zip ties. I do have little zip ties. I got my Halloween pants on because we're going to a Halloween party today. I don't typically dress up, but I thought it would be cute to wear some Halloween pants. So, all right, so I'm going to use these little ones. And the nice thing about this yarn is it doesn't show your zip ties. So we're just going to start so you can actually sink them right down in there and you don't even see them. Okay, so we're just going to wrap. And you can use those little tabs. I think that I have seen others go around the frame, but see how easy that's going? And using the tabs kind of to guide your material. So this is pretty easy. So when we get to the neck, I keep doing the center one until I get far enough over. And then we're gonna go inside here. We're gonna put his scarf in the center here. So okay, so we're putting the we'll put his scarf in the center. So again, you don't have to be as concerned about, but you do want to make sure you don't have any gaps. And this stuff is just so easy to use, because you could take a little bit of hot glue and stick in there and nobody would even know, you know, that you've got hot glue that's kind of managing where your yarn is going. But you just want to make sure that you've, see, ours right there needs to be a little closer. So I would not cut the little tabs off, not if you're doing it, if you're wrapping it this way. If you're going to just wrap this way on the rings, that's something different. But in this case, I would not cut the little tabs off, because it's going to help guide where your and sometimes you just have to take a little zip tie, like right here. I seem to always used to remember that. This side always just didn't lay right. So I'm gonna take a little zip tie here. And again, that's the nice thing about using this material, this yarn, is you can hide these zip ties. Nobody will even see them. This stuff is so soft. These don't take a long time to make. So I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to cut this off. And we're going to do the head. We'll put the head on. You can use pipe cleaners, because I don't think I've got black zip ties. We can use, so I'm going to cut my little yarn there. So you see how much we used. And it looks like maybe I might have a little gap there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here. And just so that it lays nicely. Just this yarn is just so forgiving. Okay, so and it looks like we got a spot over here too, one little spot right there. Okay. And again, like I said, his scarf's going to go here, but we can add a little, actually, you could even do this. We could just take a piece of this. Put some glue right in there. And look. All gone. So there's the bottom. And I call him Stan the Snowman. So now we're going to do the head. We're not going to do the ears or these things. I'm only keeping these on here to use to stabilize and to attach the hat. Okay. That's all. Of course, it's hard to see because I've got black on. Maybe I should put my apron on. There we go. Gotta get it tied. Okay. Yes, so this is the hat. There, doesn't that show up better now that it's not black on black? Okay, so that's kind of what the hat is. So let's do the head. Same thing, we're going to find a point here, and you want to make sure that you're going the same way. Same way with this. You want to go like, you know, go this direction. Don't go this direction because you're going to see these lines. So, and then, you know, you've got the back here. We're not too concerned about the back. So again, we're going to put a little zip tie here. And these are little zip ties. I don't know what the number is on these, but these are pretty little. Pull them really tight. So again, we're going to just start wrapping. And this does get a little more difficult because we've got ears up here. But we just go between, and because I've cut them, we're going between the ears. Aw, great idea, Kathy. Okay, so this one's a little more difficult because you've got a lot more stuff in the way, but we're getting it there. So if you double up on it, don't worry. But I think we're going to put a little zip tie right here. Again, thank you everyone for being here, and again, I am recording this for YouTube as well, and so the frame comes from, again, the frame comes from Dollar Tree. It is the Easter Bunny frame that we're using. Okay. And the hat came from Consumer Crafts, and I will post all of the materials and where they were gotten and model numbers. So put one down here too. Actually, just put some glue. Just let it sit a minute. So good morning, everybody. Again, we're just trying to minimize some of the conversation here. Put a little zip tie there. All right. Like I said, this yarn is so forgiving. So we're going to cut this. There we go. Okay. All right. So we've got that done. Let's see how we're going to put his hat on. Okay. I better let this dry a little. So what I'm going to do then is I am going to you can try and tilt this a little bit, but I think what we're going to do is I'm going to put a couple, I've got my little aug here, I'm going to put a couple little holes. Now what we probably should do is decorate it first, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to get it mounted. So I'm going to put a little hole there. I'm going to take a black pipe cleaner. Let's see. Hard to see black on black, right? But let's do that. Let's put some. Okay, so I got one in. Get my pipe cleaner. That's not a very big, makes a very big hole, but what we want to do is we want to mount it to, attach it to this frame. I just got to find where I put the holes. Or I can just put a couple in here. Alright, I see it now. When it's on the frame, you can't see it so much. So just, and then we do another one right next to it so that we can attach it to the frame. Let me straighten this out a little bit. And using the black, you can't see it anyway, so. Doesn't make a very big hole, so it's kind of hard with a pipe cleaner, but we'll get it in here. Just need to kind of make it bigger. The other one went in pretty easy. This one wants to fight me. There we go. Okay. So we got to do the same thing on the other side. All right. So you're not even going to see that really. You can't see that I've done that. So just so I can make sure that I'm in the right area, we're going to do here. So we're going to put 2 holes here. And I used half of a pipe cleaner and cut a pipe cleaner in half. That one went in really easy. Another hole. I like my little aug. It's just a little tool that punches holes in stuff. All right, there we go. This is pretty good, sturdy material, so I'm really pleased with, I'm happy to be using this. Okay, so now we're going to attach his hat. And I'll show you what it looks like from the back when we get this on. Don't want to do it real tight because I don't think we have it right exact, but all you want to make sure is you can attach it, and it's got some sort of now we're going to decorate it. Okay. So I want to make sure. So I'm going to just put a little dab of, how's that looking? I'm going to put a little dab of glue right inside here just so that his hat stays put. Where I want him. Okay. And again, this is going to be, you know, hung. I gotta put a little piece in here because I still don't want the back to look bad. Robin, thank you so much for your help, Robin. Okay, so there's his hat. And all I did was, here's the back. Okay, so I'm just, you know, I tacked it and then I put a little bit of glue just so that his hat doesn't move too much. Okay, so now we're done with wrapping, and now we go into the decorating. They're putting him together. So I love using these things here. I love these. And so we're going to do his nose. Let me let this just dry just a little bit. So also, I have some 1.5 of this, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of that around here and then decorate it. So you guys can do whatever you want, you know, to decorate your snowman. Just so that, let me see here. I have some 1.5 that matches that. So I may just glue, I think I'm going to make this little hanger too. So again, I'm just using half of a pipe cleaner. And then I'm actually going to cut some of this center off of here. I don't need the centerpiece part. Just the sides. And then we can use this for the hanger. So good morning, everyone that's here. Again, I was trying to minimize conversation with this, so if you have any questions though about my little guy here, you can surely ask the questions. So, okay. So I put the hanger on. I'm going to trim my little pipe cleaners off the back here, just kind of clean it up a little bit. And now, so I like to put his scarf on first, because I'll tell you why. Because then I can guide where his buttons are going to go. So this is the ribbon I've picked out, but at first I was going to square these up a little bit. And I'm going to make a little cuts in this for his fringe. Okay. And I kind of like to do it to the side. And I like one to be a little longer than the other. Maybe not quite so that much longer. Okay. And then we're going to put his ribbon, where did I do with it? We're going to put a little piece of the ribbon around his hat. So I'm just going to put a little bead of glue right around there. Whoop! I really like these hats. Definitely much better than making my own. So I've tacked that on there. I'll put a little bit over here so the edge isn't raw. I'm going to trim this a little bit. Man, those scissors are so sharp. Oh, my thing wants to act up now. All right. Yeah, I took that piece of glue off the top of that pair of scissors and it cut my little finger, cut my finger a little. Okay. So we got everything in place. Now we can work on, isn't he cute? So now we can work on his face. Or even his hat decoration. But I'm going to show you how to do his nose. But anyway, let's see. Those might be too long. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there. A little bit of glue right there. My thing won't stand up these days. Put a little glue just to make sure his hat stays where it's supposed to. Yeah, I did these, like I said, I created this back in 2017, I believe it was. And again, I used it as a paid tutorial, but I don't want to do that anymore. So now some of you, if you want to put a bow here instead of a scarf, that's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. It's like I said, this is just doing what I typically do, and but if you want something different, you can do that. So now we're going to put his little bit of ornaments here. Oh dear, my stomach. Dear, dear, dear. I had my protein drink, but I hear my stomach. So I'm just making a little bunch. And just sticking them on there. And I was selling I sell these made for $39.99. And this one will be available if anybody's interested. So then, because I love, love, love these little guys, I cut off 3 of these. Some of this out of the way. We're going to put little berries. Remember, we do things in threes. Okay. So we got that on his hat. The hat came from Consumer Crafts, and I cut this in half. I will list all the products that we're using. So now, let me go get the buttons, because I forgot the buttons. Now I put buttons on the front of him here to for his little. I wonder what he would look like if you put lights back here behind him too. You know, those battery operated, because you could definitely do that with hiding it in behind him. So. So we got to find 3 buttons. Don't have to be the same. Black buttons. Those 2 look the same. Let's find one more here. You could even use red if you wanted to. It's kind of big. Yeah, these would be, the frames would be something you'd need to get in the spring for Halloween or whenever they bring these out. And I bought a case of them. And they've had them every year now for 2-3 years. So, it looks like I found 3 that are the same. So we'll use those. So we're just going to put them on in the middle here. Space them out. Okay. So now we'll let those dry and put these away. Now I found these little beads. We're done with those. I found these little beads, so I use these for his mouth. They're that size, but you can use anything. You can get all kinds of beads. But so we've got his mouth and his 2 eyes. So there's his eyes. We're going to put his mouth. You can even do a piece of felt if you wanted to for his mouth. Which maybe we'll do that. Use these little bigger beads for okay, so I was going to show you how to do his nose. Okay, so this is a piece that is 1.5 by 8. You're going to fold it in half. And now you're just going to keep turning, keep twisting it. You're going to keep twisting it. Just twisting, twisting, twisting. Twisting, twisting, twisting. Because you know it's supposed to resemble a carrot. Yes, that's why I did it, was they do look like coal. So then we just stick his nose with some hot glue right in there. And there's his nose. Okay. We're going to do his eyes. Whoops, I better get another piece of glue here. Whoop. Okay, there's his eyes. Just trying to get some of this gluey stuff out of the way here. The strings. There's his eyes. There's his nose. And we got to put his little cardinal on his shoulder. I'm not sure where I got these from, but I'm going to put that right there. His little cardinal on his shoulder. And then we just have to do his mouth. But this is him so far. And you can use any kind of ribbon. This we could have actually probably folded over to and made it a little thinner. Let me just make sure we've got enough little glue under him. So he sits pretty. I got an open bit of rail here, so I'm going to have to piece of this in there. And again, that's why I like using this yarn. It's so forgiving. It hides so much, and so all we have left to do is his mouth. And again, you can either do that with beads, but like Robin said, it looks like coal, so let's do that. And then we got to do his little cheeks. And again, I'm trying not to, you know, I am recording this for YouTube as well, so I'm trying not to do a lot of chit chat. I'm happy to answer questions about the design, but I think 5 work better. Again, using odd numbers. So just give these a minute to dry. And now I'm going to take my little makeup. I just want to see. Okay, I'll show you the back here in a minute, because we got a little piece we've got to put on. So I'm going to put some, this has got a little bit of a glitter. Put some rosy cheeks. Okay, there's Stan. Good morning, everybody. We've already put his hook on the back, so all I have to do is I've got this one little spot. I need to put some yarn. Covers up nicely. Okay, so this is what the back looks like. I hit a spot that, okay. So that's the back. And that's why you can see why I leave, and the hanger I put on the center one here. So you can see why I use only like a half, because you don't need to use, you know, the whole hat. So, and then here's the front. And he is ready. His cheeks are all rosy, and he is ready for Christmas. Or he can be all year round, or, you know, for the whole winter season. He doesn't have to be just Christmas. So there's Stan the Snowman, my buddy. So I'll go over a few things again, okay? Again, I will have all of the supplies listed, but in the, I'm using the chunky yarn. I got this at Walmart. I want to say it's like $5 and something a skein, and I got 3 of these guys out of a skein. Okay. It's a Dollar Tree Easter Bunny frame. This right here. And we take all the tinsel off of it, and then use it to wrap my the yarn on it. So, and But I will have this on YouTube. This guy is for sale. I sell these for $39.99. I needed to make one for my shop. So anyway, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. But again, I was doing this as to do for my YouTube channel as a tutorial, and so that's what we did. Stan the Snowman, and I don't know, we started at 7 and it's 8:12, so that's how long it took to make it. Okay, so I will let everybody go, and I will talk to you later, and you'll be able to find this on my channel and on my business page on Facebook. And and I will list all the supplies. And I thank everybody for coming and joining me this morning, and have a great day. I'll lift this up just a little bit. So happy Sunday, and wish all of you a great next week, and I will see you later. Bye.